Welcome to the Scholar Strategy Review. It is Saturday, October 8th. Let's just dive right in. So, as we can see, Euro GBP, not really that keen on taking any entries. I gave it a shot, but it hit a break even twice just because of how it was moving, and at that point in time, I realized that this is just kind of consolidating for the week, so I left it alone. All right, so Euro GBP, nothing really happened. AUD USD. So here we go. There's a lot of potential that happened here. Let's just dive right into it, okay? So beginning of the week, this would have been the first sell. Now, I'll zoom in really close. This is the exact reason why I say off the pivot line. Let me show you. Do you see? There, I'll move it right so it's in the center. There you go. Okay, you see how important that is? If it wasn't triggered, there it goes. But because it was up above, I set a sell stop, hit TP within 3 hours. All right, entered there, 1, 2, 3, done. And then look what happened. As soon as TP was hit, it went all the way up. This is why the 3-to-1 strategy works. All right, so that's not a question mark. It's supposed to be a 1. I just had a terrible drawing mishap. I wanted to do one of these. Ta-da! That's almost a 7. So I'm just going to draw a stick. There we go, 1. Okay, so there's that. All right, next pivot line that formed was right here. Took a sell, hit stop loss. Right, so a bit of a bummer. Let's see, right, just to give you an example, it went up. You know, I wouldn't have done this one because I would be expecting that, but entry was taken, 8 pips in profit. Then it went up and got to 20 before it dropped. So stop loss was hit. Best case scenario would have been a break even at this one anyway, so that's fine. This one, again, aiming for the sells, entered there, stop loss hit, out. Okay, the next trade idea, you know, once I get knocked out one time out of a trade, I'm not really too keen on jumping in again, especially if I see the new pivot formed on top of the old one. So this on a sell stop would have been great, right? However, how many times am I going to risk losses on the pivot, right? So this would have happened, but I didn't take the entry, so no TP. This one, I took a sell, right? And it went all the way up, so no TP. So unfortunately, it's 3 losses so far. So 1 win, 3 losses, I'm at break even at this point, right? Okay, so here's another situation. I still believe that it was all going down. However, here, you know, I can't credit it with a win because it's past that 8-hour threshold. Like I was saying, right? Once the pivot forms, after 8 hours have gone by, which would be 8 bars, and the trade still hasn't triggered, I delete the trade. This entered early mornings, right? So that would have entered 4 hours after that's all done, right? TP was hit, but I can't count that as a winning trade because it does not follow the rules. Okay, there's a reason the rules are set. Even if there's a profit to be taken, I can't credit that trade. All right, so here is another situation. All right, this one, I took the second trade actually, right? Because I saw how close I came and then it just went to break even and then it kept going. So I did enter this one once again, okay? Kind of breaking the rules a little bit, but seeing as it was a very strong trade and EMAs didn't even shift on the 1 hour, right? I kind of risked it. So the second one was right. It wasn't this one, right? Because this one dropped and then it would have hit break even. So that's that. And look how close it would have come the first time, right? From the pivot line down to here, 37 pips. What can you do, right? 7 pips away, 8 pips away from TP, but it didn't hit, so it doesn't count. All right, and that extra trade was taken. So realistically, if I didn't take this trade, it still would have been 2 wins on the currency pair for the week, and that would have still brought me up 3-to-1 overall on the week, just because that first one was a win, but then 3 losses happened, right? So overall, though, there was 3 wins because this one was also taken on the pivot line. You can see it worked out beautifully. Just hit TP and reversed, but that's still a win, 3-1. Okay, so overall, 3 wins, 3 losses, which brings total earnings on this particular currency pair 6-1. All right, and if that trade wasn't taken following the rules, it'd be 3-1. So it's still a profitable week, even though it was a little light. USD CAD, a little bit better. All right, so let's take a look from the beginning of the week. All right, so everything was on a bullish trend. So at this pivot line, I took a buy, it hit a stop loss, down it went. Okay, now at this point in time, I saw that 3 EMAs have shifted and everything is going down significantly. So enter right off this pivot on a sell. TP hit. Okay, there's another potential to take it, but we're not going to count the second one, even though, as you can see, it was hit twice off that pivot line. So that one doesn't count. Okay, this one does. It went right through the pivot line down into a sell. It could have been taken all the way down here for even a 7-to-1 ratio. But you know what? As you saw before, sometimes it just wicks into profit and reverses. So I wasn't going to take the risk. Anyway, so we have 1 loss on this pair, 2 wins, a second loss because I took a sell. But here's the thing, right? Did it trigger? Did it trigger? Oh man, I gotta... Anyway, we'll start right there. 8 hours have gone by, right? Trade was deleted, didn't come back up. So that is technically not a loss. That was a break even. I just wanted to show you guys I didn't actually have that trade entered because I followed the rules here. That's the important key. All right. So now, as I saw this happening, the next day where this one opened, I took a buy. Okay. And what ended up happening was this. Okay, entered right there. It was 26 pips in profit. Went back down to break even, so broke even. It's kind of how it goes. Here's another potential win, right? So as far as into the trade, this would have been 11 hours, so breaks the rules, you know. But I could clearly see it coming up, so I set a buy stop, and I left it at that, and I went to bed. So there was that, and yes, it does slightly break the rules, but again, the only reason I took it, I was comfortable with the climb. I saw everything shifting upwards, so you know, when I saw a little bit of this and it was already midnight and I had that big green candle, I'm like, you know what, I have a feeling this is going to be good. I took a buy stop on that line, profit was hit. Okay, so that's 2 losses and 2 profits, or 3 profits, and then finally the third loss right here. Now, was it an actual loss? Here's the thing, right? It looks like it was because it hit the stop loss, but was it 15 pips in profit at any point? Yes, it was. So break even, right? No loss. Overall, that brings our total ratios to only 1 loss and 3 wins. So this one was up 8-1 overall, plus the worst case scenario 3-1 from the other pair. That's 11-1 for the week. And just because of that, 11-1, so that would bring me up to 2% a trade times, so 22% overall for the week. Pretty good. And there was a couple other trades I took for NASDAQ and oil because I saw the trends going up with the same strategy, and I cashed in just a little bit. Like the big wins were AUD, USD, and USD CAD. The other ones just helped. So overall, the other trade, like I said, I did break that rule and I won. I can't really count it even though it was a win. However, overall in the week, it was a 42% increase for the week. Very nice wins. However, commissions suck, right? That was a lot taken off. So overall, it gives me a profit of 37% for the week. Okay, just to show you that it can be done. But again, I'm still working on that mindset. You know, previously, way back in the past, I had gambling issues. So sometimes that's what it feels like. It's all mindset, guys. I want to tell you, even though I teach this stuff and I am successful at it, the struggles sometimes do happen. Even when I take the trades, immediately I say to myself, why did I take that? I'm not following the rules. right? And I get rid of it. And if it goes in profit instantly, I chalk it up to luck, but I try to close those trades within the minute I take them. Because, again, I don't want to jump into bad habits that I had formed a long time ago. Okay, I want to keep the good habits, take the trades as you see them, and just make sure you don't fall back into those terrible trade patterns, right? Which is gambling more than anything. All right. So what you're going to see too is this week wasn't as profitable as last week. Like this climb was crazy, right? Those trades would have been beautiful to jump in on. Look at this. Would have been not technically that one, but one, right? Maybe a break even, but definitely one there. This one too, because it shot up, right? We did this before. 3, that would have been a loss. 4, 5. Right? I think we had 6 winning trades last week off this. So as you can see, you're not going to be consistently getting 5 or 6 or 7 wins a week. Sometimes you'll get 3. Sometimes you'll have 1. But overall, what I'm trying to prove is what you start the week with and what you end the week with, you will never be at a negative. Okay? You will not end the week with less than what you started the week with. Right? This is what I want to be showing you with this trade strategy. All right, folks. And again, I'm only doing 3 currency pairs. That's all I'm following. I picked the 3 that I wanted to keep, and that's it. Okay? So, same idea. If you don't like these 3 currency pairs, pick what you're comfortable with. Jump in on those trades. I just found that these ones move enough to be able to hit TPs within the day, but not so much that it strikes your stop loss before it goes into profit. Okay, I picked ones that are less likely to be volatile. Although one of them is an AUD pair, which has a pretty bad rap, right? So just made sure I wanted to grab a couple of different ones. Anyway, folks, that's all I got to show you, and I hope it's useful, helpful in any way. If you want to learn more, do the training courses. If this is something that is, interesting for you. Thank you very much, and I'll see you next week.